Here you go, boss. Why it's not letting you select it? Let me see if I can fix it while you chop it up. What's up, boss?
Hey, what's up, man?
Chop it up with boss while I come fix your screen.
Finally. I bet y'all was like, boss be acting brand new. I ain't acting brand new, man.
Man, I know you from Oak Cliff, man.
I don't mean nothing. Well,
Yeah.
it do mean something. I know what that mean. We be
Mm-hmm.
tripping. We be tripping.
So soon as you came on, my green screen started acting up. So, uh, but yeah, man, we've been trying to hook up with you for quite some time. So, man, we appreciate you, jumping on with us and
Yeah.
and talking what's happening here with the Cowboys. So, um, while he's working on my screen here, so I had chatted with Lou. So both my kids went to Bishop Dunn.
Mm.
And my daughter, she graduated from Bishop Dunn, but my son, he ended up going back to DeSoto to graduate with his friends. But
Yeah, my brother went to Bishop Dunn.
wow, really?
Yeah, my brother went to Bishop Dunn. He moved around, but what part of Dallas y'all from? What area? Just the general area.
Well, I grew up in Oak Cliff, and my mom stayed on Redbird Lane.
Okay.
So, but I came out of Carter in '82. So, but I think you went to Carter with my brother, one of my brothers. So my middle brother, when they won state, he was a sophomore on the team.
Oh, for real? Who?
His name is Keith Clarkson.
Okay. What'd he play?
He played corner. He played he did a lot of different things. So what year did you come out?
96.
Okay. I'm trying to think, was he there? So when they won state, was that before you or after you?
That was after me. I mean,
Okay.
before me now. So obviously we won state in 88
Mm-hmm.
and I
Yeah.
graduated in 96.
Okay. Yeah. So
Yeah,
on the '88 team, he was a sophomore.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I was telling boss. I'm pretty sure if we local, you local too, right, boss?
I'm Oak Cliff.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we know a lot of the same people.
Yeah, we go run into each other eventually at the grocery store.
I know,
Us.
right? That's what I'm
It
saying.
happens all the time. You go running, it's Oak Cliff big but small.
And then and then we have a tight knit community. Like
Yeah,
like a lot of the same people I went to church with, school with. We play for the
yeah,
Jets
yeah,
together, play for the Titans together.
yeah.
Play Pop Warner. So we just everybody know everybody.
Right. Well, I'm definitely glad to be here, man. I know we've been trying to do this for a while. Definitely never acting brand new, and I never want to be that type that's not gonna support my home. You feel me?
For sure.
Yeah.
So, and y'all been trying to do it for a while. To be honest, it's just been y'all see my schedule's crazy. I be doing crazy multiple shows all the time.
Oh yeah.
It'd be hard to actually fit in time a lot. So when I saw y'all live and I was sitting around getting ready to cook for my boys,
Mhm.
I was like, "Nah, let me just go and jump on with my alum. Let me go jump on with my
Mm-hmm.
people, my family, my community people."
Yeah,
So that's real important to me, and I want to support y'all and help y'all grow.
we
Uh,
appreciate that. I be telling
and
my
I was
dad.
listening to y'all conversation,
Yeah,
very in depth, very in depth.
what you think about that?
I heard everything you said about Micah and the potential of him getting kind of dominated in that A gap. I was afraid of that just because he's 250, and I think that's a legitimate concern. I was talking to his brother yesterday, um, and I was talking about. I was like, bro, they do weird stuff with your brother that it worked. Like I
Mhm.
saw them throw him at the 3 tech, and I say, bro, he don't get pushed back. And then the time I saw him get pushed back on the next play, he busted dude in the mouth, and I was
Mhm.
like physics is a real thing, right?
Yeah.
Like you ain't supposed at 250 to be able to take on 315 and 310 centers and guards, 300 guys. And he told me something. He was like, bro, it's that wrestling background. I said, God
Oh,
damn.
that
I
makes
said,
sense.
yeah, it made sense. It was like, yeah, because he said you learn to play and be explosive and develop a base. You develop an instinctive base. And so
It's like I
I
hate to
start,
switch. I hate to I don't want to cut you out, but it's kind of like Terrence Crawford like that too. Like Terrence Crawford, he got a wrestling background, so it's just something
yeah.
about that just keeps you grounded.
Yeah, keep you grounded and almost unmovable. And we was literally talking about like I've never seen Osa push back. I've
Mhm.
never. The only time I saw him dominated was when Tyler Smith dunked him in training camp. That's the only time. And you know that dude got Thor strength.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We was talking about him, like they because I think it was this list that came out. I was listening to the fan, and they said that the Cowboys was like top. That we had like one of the top ranked first draft, like first round draft picks for the last 3 or 5 years, and Tyler Smith was one of them. It's always like CD Tyler Smith. You know what I'm saying for the offense. Tyler Smith is just he's one of them players. He was sneaky good. It wasn't like a sexy pick or nothing, but he ended up being dominant. And
Yeah,
so,
that was one. That was one though that people just honestly just misanalyze him,
mhm,
and that's one prophetic OC. I call him prophetic OC. He hit it on the nail.
yeah,
Like so, the OC every draft he been so on point with his predictions. I don't even think it's just football.
mm. What he now I like. And so what's his opinion on the draft coming up?
I haven't really talked to him in detail to be just general like that.
Yeah,
Because we know he likes Booker too, right?
He definitely like Booker a lot.
yeah,
Hmm.
He like Booker a lot, and we didn't come to that as homies type stuff. You feel me?
yeah,
So the way we do stuff, we intentionally don't talk.
yeah,
He'll go do his research, I'll go do my research, and then we'll come together after. And then I say, bro, Booker way up there with me. He'll be like, me too.
yeah,
Or sometimes it's been, nah, I don't see it. Nope. And we'll go at it. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of people, they take pride on thinking like some people call it, like I was going back and forth with a guy today. He was saying the consensus board from the experts. And I was like, nah, man. I said, no, I'm never gonna call no consensus board experts when on average it's a 40% bust rate.
yeah,
And I said, man, would any one of y'all copy off somebody that was always a D student? Hell
mhm,
no. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying? So
yeah.
that's why I always tell people, do your own homework and just let it play out. You know what I'm
And that's
saying?
that's kind of go back to like what I was saying earlier.
What's
It's
up,
just
Lou?
like,
My boy Lou in the building.
oh yeah,
What's up, Lou?
what's up, Lou? It's just like oh yeah, let me put the chat over here.
Bishop Don's finest.
Lou
Yeah,
might jump in there. Lou the link in there.
oh yeah, the
Yeah,
link in
definitely
there.
jump in.
Hit the link. And then I'll bring you on. But let me see. What I was gonna say. Yeah, it's kind of going back to what I was saying about some of these players. Like I want to do BPA, right? But I also know that it's BPA a position of need. So I know players that are there that would change the dynamic of our team, but there might be somebody there that's better than them. And so, you know, that's kind of where I wrestle. Like if I had to pick between one of the tackles like Membu or Tet, you know what I mean? Like Membu is rated higher, but Tet, in my mind, I would draft Tet. You know what I'm saying? Because he's just a better position of need. So, that's kind of where I wrestle because, like you said, some of these picks they be really good in college, but then they be bust.
Yep.
You just
And
never know.
and I was thinking about, I just came to me right now. What I want to
There
do
go
is
Lou,
just
y'all. What's up, Lou?
Luda came in the building. God dang. My
Like he,
dog.
he like he in a car.
Lou, we
Yeah.
supposed to be doing the corner show, bro. What happened, bro? What happened? Nah, I'm
You
messing
ain't,
with you.
yeah.
Oh, you gonna
So
blame me? You gonna blame me? You see how Lou was finna blame me,
you
dog?
said if you were available, you was gonna call me.
Oh, I gotta call you, but you try to book me. Ain't that some
No,
BS?
I didn't know when
I
you was
said
free.
I said Saturday or maybe Sunday, bro. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying?
Okay.
So,
So
but,
so
but
let's
hey,
let's
hey,
let's do this.
hey, dope how it worked out though. It worked out.
So let's do this. We gonna have deference. So we know that you guys are team offensive line. So I got a question for Lou. So Lou, you got a choice between Josh Simmons and Booker. You're on the clock at 12.
Damn,
Who are you taking?
that's tough.
You gonna put that?
That's
Well, let
tough.
me start by. My number one overall consensus offensive lineman is Josh Simmons.
Simmons, yep.
Um, he's when you see him, he's just a complete tackle, complete player. I feel like he's gonna be able to translate. This tackle class is very few in this draft. There's
Yes.
not many people in this
No.
draft. There's few tackles, and then all the people that's not bad at. I mean, that's bad at tackle. They want to stick him at guard and just saying like, oh, he's big. Let's put him at guard when it's more, nuance in that. So
Hmm.
I'm fine with either way. But if you gave me a choice, I really like Booker. I really like Booker's film. He has very good film. I know everyone's saying about the rash score and how he's unathletic and everything
It's the
like that.
film.
Yeah.
It's
Mm-hmm.
the film in offensive line trumps all. There's nothing. There's only. I love how Shotty phrased it in that when he was talking about quarterbacks. He said plan testing. That's
Hmm.
all that the combine is. It's plan testing. It's they're rehearsing. You rehearse for something, you're gonna play it out how you've been rehearsing. So, and that's not how football is. So there's certain things
Right.
I can't test on, especially there's a lot of things I can't test on for offensive line in the
Correct.
combine.
Hmm. Yeah, like Nate Newton. Nate Newton. He wasn't. He didn't play good where he was before, but then he got. Then they played him. Like they picked him up and he made the team and became an All Pro. It's
Hmm.
just certain things you just can't test. It's just some players are dogs and it just some things you can't test.
So boss, where would you be at 12 on Simmons or Booker?
I'm
Mm,
Do we?
not there yet, to be
You not
honest.
there?
I'm not there yet. Like, that's so hard. And see, I'm glad Lou here because it was some things I wanted to talk to offensive linemen about. Yeah, I play corner, so I'm not gonna cap. You see what I'm saying? So, Lou, it was I wanted to also ask you about the potential of certain left tackles playing potentially right guard because we did that with Zach Martin, right? He was a left tackle at Notre Dame, and then he was a fish in water at right guard. Now you got to be special because you got to be likely ambidextrous. If people don't know what that is,
mhm.
that's where you able to use your right hand like your left hand. Tyron Smith was like that, so that made him able to easily play right or left. Versus most of us are dominant on one side.
Right.
So, but I didn't want to cap. I didn't want to just assume go get somebody like a Will out of LSU or a Collins because if you do get a Simmons, you now are definitely reshuffling your offensive line. You
Yeah.
reshuffling the hell out of it if you're trying to keep him at left. Now, if
Can
you
he? Yeah.
creative and you think he can make the transition, do you put him at right guard and become a superstar offensive line? What's your thoughts on that, Luke? And Will, throw Will in there too, because I think Will might drop.
Yep.
Uh, yeah, I view him differently.
Hmm.
I think I see when I watch Simmons film, I think you gotta bend to Simmons' wheel. Like he played the left tackle at a higher rate, and we've been comparing with these other positions. Like in that loaded tackle class last year, I think
Yeah, he would have been,
he would have been up. He would have been up above Guyton for sure, and
but
he would have been.
Will would have been lower.
The win will would have been lower. He has. That's why Simmons. Simmons. I don't know if he can translate to guard. I wouldn't want to do that to him. Not saying he
Mm.
wouldn't be able to do it. I just think he has a body type to flourish in space.
And you talked
Will,
about his seat. You talked about his seat too, like he played too high. I remember you
yeah, yeah,
saying that, and
yeah,
because
Will, yeah, yeah.
yeah, Will plays too high. From your
It-
opinion on that, so
it's not even that. It's like I say tackle versus guard. It's about fighting on the island versus in the phone
the
booth. So
phone
I
boot.
can tell if you.
But I think Will got phone boot tape though. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? He got phone boot mentality hands down.
Yeah, it's like when I watch Will play, it's like I had never seen like I felt like he was like a like I he's monstrous. You know
Yeah,
what
I
I'm saying?
felt more guard from him. And I
Yeah.
felt like that with Tyler Smith when he was coming out. He was playing the tackle and he can play the tackle,
I'll be right
but
back.
I was like, he'll be a natural guard.
I just need. I didn't see strength from Will. That's the only thing. Like when that's the main thing I'm looking for. And like a lot of
Yeah,
these officers, I want to see you whoop folks because you need to
yeah.
be able to whoop folks when you go
You
against the
ain't see
guard.
Will whoop folks?
I don't think I see him. Yeah, get a little pop. But I'm talking about Tyler Smith was
Yeah, he'll
and
break your
Booker.
back. He'll
That's a
break your back.
different. Yeah, that's a different type of strength. That's a different type of
Yeah,
mindset.
yeah.
That's
As a
can you
different,
whoop
yeah.
somebody in a
You
closet?
gotta be gangster. Oh, I like how you said that. Can you whoop somebody in the closet?
Like keep claustrophobic. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be, you can't be claustrophobic in them trenches, man. You gotta be able
Boy,
to like
Look it up.
still throw them bows. Like it's
throw
that
them
type of
balls.
mentality. That's different. That's something you can't teach.
Hold
Everybody
on,
ain't
man.
got it. Luckily, I had it. I was a big tackle when I played.
Man, you and
Uh,
OC need to chill out, man. Y'all always kill me with that, man. Y'all be
yeah,
over here
I mean,
comparing
it's a different
yourself like that. I
mentality.
be like,
Everybody
man,
think
y'all
Chris.
get out of here, man. In my day ass boys.
Yeah.
And then I want to ask Lou real quick, kind of what we're seeing, Lou and Boss.
Yes, sir.
We're seeing Mimbu kind of fall down a little bit. So give me your what do you think about Mimbu if he's there at 12? Would you take him?
I wouldn't be mad at Mambo. OC did kind of sell me on him, but I still don't like him as a.
I don't like
I
him either.
I don't he because like if I'm talking about you moving inside and you got to come with that ferocity, that physicality. I see him doing a lot of catching and tackle. He
Me
be blocking
too.
with his
Okay,
head,
okay,
So
okay.
I
So
Hmm.
mean
you
that's
wouldn't
a
take Mimbu.
I would
I wouldn't
not.
take Mambo.
Okay,
That's why when people say I'm like, am I pro O line? No, I'm like, no,
Yeah,
I'm pro a couple of guys. I gotta
yeah,
play
right.
in the
yeah,
entire draft, like
And that's
in
where I
seven
am.
rounds.
Because people
Yeah.
keep thinking we pro online. It's really not. It's just
yeah,
that out of the guys that's there, these are the pop guys to me.
Right.
The guys that's more kind of your Ted is also still a pop guy. So you know what I
He
mean?
is.
And I moved him up because at first I wasn't sold on his athleticism. Me and Lou was like, bro, you ain't run no 40. You know what I'm saying? And you had them Luca arms. I keep saying that because I mean that.
yeah,
And Lou, I'm serious about that because me and Lou had the worst fight. If you saw me and Lou fight over that Luca boy, you would thought we hated each other. I swear to
yeah, yeah,
God.
yeah,
But Lou, you can see now I mean that because I'm taking that same standard I put on Luca and I'm putting it on Ted ass. And
Yeah.
then I saw Ted. Y'all forgive me for cursing on y'all platform.
Oh, you
no, no,
good.
you're good.
I want to make sure y'all get y'all money. But because yeah, they do give you a yellow for that sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You get
yeah.
too carried away, it'll mess with your money.
Yeah.
But but going back to what I was saying, Ted showed me when he showed up for his pro day, and his physique looked like a Greek god. It's like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that said a couple of things. That said you should have been that way too. It
Mm-hmm.
hmm
shows that you can do it, but it also does show you do it for money. And that's
Yeah.
okay. If money is your motivator, that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But he up there too to me now, though. So I moved him up, right? I moved Genty above him, and I put Booker still above on Ted right now.
Yeah, and we're team weapons, but if we ended up with Josh Simmons or Booker, we're
Oh, we'll be
absolutely
happy.
fine. Yeah, we're pretty much in the same kind of alignment with you guys. We're team weapons. I play receiver, so I'm always gonna tilt receiver. You
Yeah,
know,
landlord like that.
yeah, I'm landlord. I've been CFT, so
Mhm.
and Henny as well. So, but yeah, we kind of team weapons, but at the same time, at the end of the day, I just want somebody that's gonna ball,
Big
a good
time over here.
player. We don't want someone that's gonna come in and need 3 years to develop. We just can't do that. So I want to ask you guys
Here's a
something
better
because you've
question
been
for y'all
looking
But
at
it's
this.
though.
one
Yeah,
thing about guard though, that's not a 3-year position.
no, he should be.
Tackle it
Booker should be able to come in and
right
just
now.
immediately impact the team.
Yeah, like Lyle did and like Zach did.
Zach Martin,
Tackle is a
yeah,
3-year position.
yeah. But I want to ask you guys this. I haven't heard a lot of content creators talk about this. What did you guys think about Ted matching up with Travis Hunter? I haven't heard a lot of people talk about that. Did you guys look at that game?
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah,
tell me,
yeah,
what did you see there?
I saw that Ted is strong where we need him to be strong. Hey, and also Bishop, if you want him, he'll probably hit the link too. He's solid.
He's always welcome. That's my frat. So
Oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I saw
Y'all
that
we're
link.
Cowboys.
we're
Yeah.
noobs. Yeah, yeah,
Noops, yeah,
mhm.
man, Bishop.
Yeah, I'm always going to defer to my noob there. But yeah,
I saw the game, and what I saw was Ted winning with how he should win and how he does win. He was winning on athleticism. Uh, he wasn't really winning on separation. You know what I'm saying?
mhm.
So, but he was still winning. You know what I'm saying? And when you're going against a top sticky corner like that, you coming down, especially in the red zone with a one hand catch that really only he could make that play with his catch radius and his frame. He's the guy, and y'all gonna appreciate this. I was looking for something for Terrence yesterday, a video that I did about Jerry. And I forgot that 6 years ago, I did a lot of content on Dak friendly supersized weapons. And I really been doing it every year. Every
Mm-hmm.
year I've been trying to get Dak that weapon that's a big route runner, not over separation for the red zone. Cause see, you ever notice on the offense, we usually very good between the 20s.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember 2 years ago, everybody was complaining about Mike McCarthy and they was saying that, and it was true that he was number one in 10 play drives, but he was like 31st or 32nd in red zone execution.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like he was moving the ball, but when it was
He
time to get
couldn't
the
get
money,
in.
he couldn't get in. So like Ted is that cheat code.
Yeah.
He that guy that shit. If ain't nothing working, throw it up, man. Let's
Yeah.
try that.
And
You
that
know,
never changed either. He never got better. He never got good
he
at
never,
red zone.
yeah, yeah, he
Mm.
never. And so, but then you say, why, right? Why? Look at him on these old these Smurf receivers. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like when his dad is since Bryce Butler, right? Bryce Butler was a 6'3", 4'3" guy, but
Mm-hmm.
he fit Dak so well that Bryce Butler thought he was the number one. You remember he went on
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
He made that
Yeah.
comment talking about he should be getting the ball and he the best receiver or
if
something
you
he
don't
said.
sit your ass down, that was Dak.
Mhm.
That was Dak with you, dog. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
that was
saying?
y'all. Yeah, that was y'all chemistry.
That was y'all chemistry, and then that was Dak really having for the first time a 6'3" guy.
It's
What the
like Cooper Rush and Tolbert. Their chemistry is just good.
yeah,
That's why he had all them touchdowns and stuff last year.
and I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
and
When I
that's
was
another
I'm a lineman, but when I was in the office of team meetings, and when they talk about routes and everything like that, I always the receiver coaches to get on the receivers when they don't win at the top or they don't leave room for error for the quarterback. That's
Mhm.
the thing I'm saying, and I don't think our receivers in the past have done that for Dak. I think Dak's room for error when it comes to the of the type of receivers we have, they either have to get open purely on athleticism, like just burning a guy, or
Mhm.
scheme, and
Yeah, yeah,
we ain't
yeah.
really had that, and that's why we've been struggling in the past. So we
When you
haven't
when you
given
play
Dak a lot of
when
room
you
for
you
error.
played at Bishop Dunn, you played at Bishop Dunn, Lou. I think
Did,
Lou chopping up.
did we
Yeah,
lose
yeah,
Lou?
I went to done.
Did you play? Did you play with Coach Davis
You
or
hear me,
Coach Johnson? Who was your coach? Was it Coach Davis or
Coach
Coach
Johnson?
Johnson? Oh, okay, Coach Johnson was your coach. Yeah, he
Coach
was my
Johnson.
coach when I played there too. He was my coach when I played there. I came out in '07, but I came out at DeSoto. I went to Bishop Dunn for 2 years, 10th and 11th. But
Oh yeah,
anyways,
I went 10 years
the-
later, 17.
yeah,
Yeah.
I see that on your Facebook. But yeah, nah, y'all absolutely right. You know, we literally just so excited to have y'all on, man. I be telling my dad, man, I be like, man, Boss is like a celebrity, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like Lou, man, we come to your platform to get knowledge on these linemen because you be spot on with these
man.
linemen.
Lou
You
go
know,
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
but
Yeah. And so I kind of piggyback on that. So we kind of new to the game, and you guys, boss, somebody we've been following for a long time. Of
mhm,
course, obviously, Mark Holmes. I was huge fans, well, still am huge fans of HTM
Mm-hmm.
and Landlord. I remember
Landlord.
Landlord starting out on your show.
Yeah.
So, what's unique about our show that we believe? So, I don't know if it's that many father and son content creators. And then, we just have a unique background. He's a fourth generation Cowboy fan. I'm a third generation, which is the name of our show. And then what I like about our show, with me being a fourth generation, an OG, and he
Mm-hmm.
being a younger generation,
It's
we don't always agree.
free, right?
We go at it. We like y'all be fighting. We do that too because we just have different
Different
opinions and different.
opinions,
Yeah, it's
especially
just
generational. Yeah.
yeah.
exactly. So that's something that I think that hopefully we can bring to the space, and
Like I'm
we
a
just
route
trying
guy.
to.
I like the receivers that run routes and get open like Cooper. I like the
Yeah,
Me
receiver.
too.
You know what I'm saying? But
Especially
he
for Dak.
right for
yeah.
that. But he's more like a Dez guy. He like somebody that's just gonna
I
Yeah.
just
body
want
you
I
up
just
and
want
hit you.
I just want somebody that's gonna make the plays. And boss, I got a question for you and Lou. You may know this too. And boss, this is a question I've been wanting to ask you for years.
Yes,
I'm gonna
sir.
just I'm just coming off the top rope here.
Let's go.
Okay, so you've been in the game for a long time.
Yeah.
You were real passionate about Zeke and coming back and playing. I could just tell.
Mm-hmm.
I felt the exact same way about Dez.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a diehard Cowboy fan. When the Cowboys cut Dez,
Mm-hmm.
I literally for basically a year, 2 years, I was just out. the way they did this, the way they cut him in April,
It
they
was
didn't give him a chance.
dirty. Ooh, it was
So
dirty how they
Yeah, that was
did
for the
this.
first time in my
messed.
cowboy life,
You
I can remember being at my mom's on Thanksgiving,
yeah.
and this was the first year Amari Cooper was there. They were playing the Redskins at the time. I was in the kitchen away from the TV and the game was on. I wasn't even watching the game because the Dez thing, I just took it personal. But my question to you is this. I always felt that the Cowboys were going to bring Dez back until the draft when they drafted CD. Was it your understanding that there was a possibility that they were going to bring Dez back? I always wondered that.
Yeah, it was signals that there was a possibility. It was signals of that. And it remember even before they got Amari Cooper, remember Jerry was in the press box with Dez and doing all the stuff.
Yeah,
Cause
yeah,
see, what it sounded like to me when I really, because when you watch my content, I think my superpower in the space is I'm really good at researching. I got an elephant memory on the details,
yeah.
So I remember around that time what was going on is it seemed like it was a split between Jerry and Steven, because Steven, he missed the budget guy. He always trying to figure out how to do things cheaper, right? And
Cowboy.
he was cowboy, and he was cowboying real bad then, because remember that was the time that people was like, Dez need to take a pay cut or else. You remember that? They
Yeah.
wanted him to take a pay cut, and remember he came out and he was like, they never even approached me about that. You remember? He came out, which was like,
Mm-hmm.
that's like, y'all didn't even come to him, like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and he was like, they didn't even try to work with me, according to James Slater. You know what I'm saying? So it was one of those things that when we was doing receiver by committee and we had the worst separation in the league, it was literally 2.2 yards of separation from the whole unit.
Yeah.
So Will McClay finally split with Steven. And they talked about it a little bit later, and he said, Will said that it was people inside that was like, let's ride this ship out. Because remember, we was at that time 3-4, and we was getting ready to go into Tennessee, right?
We lost to Tennessee.
Yeah, and we lost to Tennessee, and we got Amari during that bye week.
Yep.
Yeah. And so what happened when we had that 2.2 yards of separation, they basically said, all right, Will, go get it. You know what I'm saying? And that's when he brought back Amari. And then that killed Dez for a second. That killed it because him and Dak took off, right? But you started to see that buzz because it was just like now where, okay, we like Cooper, but we didn't like the number 2s and number 3s.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So anybody with common sense was like, go get Dez, because he clearly better than Hearns. He clearly better than Cole Beasley at that time. He clearly was better than Thompson. Thompson was a 4-3 guy, but you couldn't see it, right? It didn't work. So everybody, you right. Everybody at that time was like, Dez, as make him the number 2. It was even people saying shit like make him a tight end. You remember that?
Yeah,
they was saying make him a tight end. And then when we got CD, all of us was like, he gone. Like,
it's
not
that
night, and then that night at that draft,
and then they gave him 88.
Then they gave him 88. I said, that's it.
Yeah, it was it. Once they gave him 88. Now,
Yeah.
I'm like you, and I'm glad you brought up the Dez disrespect, because that was one of the times I felt disgusting to be a Cowboy fan.
Yeah, that's how I felt.
Because like y'all, it's literally this is dope that it's generations between y'all, right? As Cowboy fans. But all of us have one thing in common: the respect for 88.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the way they did Dez, it was not even just disrespectful. It was disrespecting the legacy of 88 to me.
And then I
I
didn't like how they came out and they were saying that the players made a decision, like it was Dak, Jason Witten, and Sean Lee. They was like they had a vote on it. Somebody said that. I think Mike Fisher put that out there, that they had a vote on it, and they were saying that Dak ended up saying that he was okay with letting Dez go. That made me like have this thing for Dak just hearing that.
Yeah, and see, and then I'm not saying Mike Fisher carrying water.
Yeah.
Okay. But I have learned that we always got to be careful, right? When some of these reporters that's been here a while say things that's super pro front office.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes, I'm just keeping it real. Sometimes Jerry do and Steven will come around and he'll want a favor for him.
Yeah.
And then we'll try to, read the tea leaves, and sometimes we're wrong. You know what I mean? But I'm whenever it's coming from them, I always kind of like, I respect Mike Fish and I respect all of them, right? I just know that sometimes they go call down a favor. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And like Mike Fisher has been reported by many times that he's somebody that's just go put the story out, whether it makes sense or not.
What
You know
about
what I'm saying?
Calvin Watkins?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I
Mhm.
got a long history on that one.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Like that Randy Gregory. And see, and that don't mean they being nefarious though.
Yeah.
So sometimes you just reporting what you are given.
Mhm.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So it's not that you shady, it's just the people that fed you that is giving you shady information.
Because they know you're gonna report it and people gonna believe
And
it.
it's your job to report it.
Right.
So like Randy Gregory, like what happened to him was they fumbled that at the closing table. That's all that happened. They tried to sneak in some language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because Jerry, which I found respect for Jerry. I got a different respect for Jerry in the last 2 days that I ain't had. Like,
Like
Tell us
recently.
about that. Yeah, I want to know
yes,
about that.
I can't really talk about the details.
Okay.
Mm,
Okay.
mm.
Yeah, we ain't have to back
But
channel that.
it's
We
it's,
can
it's forthcoming. Or you still it's still gonna be
I put
behind
it
the
like
scenes.
this. Everybody, Jerry is a closer.
Hey, man, you know what? What's his
Jerry
name?
is a closer.
See,
Like
Michael.
Jerry, I don't like Steven in negotiations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Jerry, and I'm gonna say this publicly. I
Mhm.
came out and I said that I felt like Jerry was doing his typical thing, right? His
Mhm.
typical, I'm just gonna say this thing about the agent. I've been talking to people, man,
Mhm.
and I was like,
See.
Jerry was really, I'm gonna just say it like this, because I gotta, things should be confidential that need to be confidential.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I say this though. When we look at the details, who the person that's always really getting the deal done? Jerry. Like who almost fumbled Tank? Steven. Who?
Mm-hmm.
And then he said, "I'm gonna run this by Jerry." What did Jerry tell Steven? Man, get that done, man. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like that's
Mm-hmm.
Tank.
And
You know?
see, you know who else said that same thing? Terrence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Terrence. Terrence.
Jerry.
Terrence
J-
Parsons said last week that he got a new respect for
yeah,
Jerry, and
yeah.
he said what you said. He said Jerry is a closer.
He's a super closer. Like, and
He said
see,
that.
and people, when I said, cause see, that is also me refuting something that I came out and did a whole live about. You feel
Yeah.
me? You
Mhm.
feel me? So it's like, but right is right.
You had to
Yeah.
take that back.
I gotta pull that back. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Now I still leave a possibility for it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like when you really, really, talking and
Man,
really like you like,
hey, the way Terrence was talking last week, me and my daddy thought we was finna see a deal get done. We did a show about it because Terrence
yeah,
was on. He was on Twitter going off.
yeah, it's bad, y'all. It's
Hey,
it's
Well,
it's and let me put it like this. It's not on Micah.
well,
It's not on Jerry.
it's on
and
Steve.
it's not on David Mulugeta.
It's on
No,
David. It's actually on David.
you
Oh,
think
really?
so?
Well,
Well,
and
hey,
Yeah, and listen, I didn't believe that at first. I didn't.
well, why is he
what do
did
we
not.
not
but
one?
what do we expect David Mulugeta to do? That's kind of like his role.
That's his job.
And I said the same thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
because see what we doing, honestly, we just using our common sense.
Because he
Yeah.
is the
That's
highest
his
paid.
job.
He's the highest paid agent.
And yeah.
$1 billion.
So then when you look at the history of his contracts, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've been studying contracts since Dak was due, right?
Mhm.
So I'm gonna showcase a video that I did when I first started, where I fully calculated to the T perfectly what Dak was supposed to get on his first contract. If they would have did it in year 3, it would have been around 28 million. You know what I'm saying? Which would have been a super steal for Dak, right?
I heard you talking about that on one of your previous shows.
Yeah, but I've been looking at contracts and how the market worked since then. And I'm very comfortable with numbers. I'm a finance major, you know what I'm saying? Um, so like I'm just like it makes sense to me where some people might kind of make them dizzy. I
Right.
get it,
You
and I
speak
ain't
numbers.
intimidated by it.
You
Yeah, I'm
speak
cool
numbers.
with it.
Yeah.
Right. So I know patterns, right? So you like this quarterback got a little bit more than him. Okay, this quarterback didn't break the market, but he broke the guarantee. So the agent was able to get that headline. He was able to get that headline of record breaking because that's all they want.
That they need the headline.
They need the headline because that's how you recruit.
Yeah.
Right.
But go look at David Deals. Look at what happened with Stingley. Go look it up. You can look it up right now. Go look at Stingley and go look at what he got compared to the previous corner. It's a $5 million jump.
Yeah.
An exponential jump. So that's an agent that's actually getting and asking and fighting for way more than just setting the market.
And forget like they get like 6%.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So he's a gangster.
Yeah, pretty much.
he is it does get to a point to where you can get to where you're screwing the team. It can get to that. Like I've never seen it, but then when I started to really pay attention and listen and I talk to people, and it's like,
But let me ask you this though: what you saying that? When have we ever seen the front office, Tom Pacifica, and Stephen Jones negotiate, and it helped the team when they have a star player like they did Osa early, right? Okay, we get that he got a team friendly deal that helped the team, but we're talking about Micah here, so it's just like when have we seen the Cowboys actually with their star players negotiate early and get a deal done to where it's beneficial to both players. I mean to both players on the board, because what it seems like they do is they just say we gonna wait and pay them the most. That's what it seems like they do. They always wait to the last minute.
talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Because it's layers to it. You're gonna definitely have to do it that way when you basically telling Jerry now you got to deal with my agent. Right? Because Jerry and them, for good reasons, don't want to deal with the agent. You really can't get creative.
No.
It's gonna all be about what that contract say.
I mean, but then you got a player like Micah, so you got to go by what he say. Because he's that good.
He that good, and I'll say this. It was the dance of getting these contracts done is an ugly dance. It's a real ugly dance. And
and we saw that with this.
And
it's ways that Jerry and them could have eased the burden on themselves too, especially with Dak and CD. They fumbled on that. That was a clear fumble. So
and it hurt us on the cap too.
It hurt us on the cap. It also hurt us on getting them boys ready to play. So when you fighting with your number one receiver all the way through training camp, how does that really help you prep for the season? And then he show up and now he got to talk this lying ass talk. CD, after one practice, okay, I'm ready. Oh, no.
Yeah.
And then later he came in and said it threw us off.
Yeah, it did.
So, but I would say this occasion, from what I've been hearing from very quality sources, is way different. And so then it's a way to believe that it's different. Because first of all, y'all Cowboy historians, obviously, when have you ever seen Jerry talking to their star players in April?
What I want to ask you, boss, is this, and with your background, in finance and in sales too, which I've heard you talk about extensively, and I have a corporate background myself. Where are you on Jerry talking to the players directly, even trying to negotiate with the players versus talking to the agent? Where are you on that? Do you feel like he's crossing the line right there, or do you feel like in this case, it's something that everything needs to be considered because we're just trying to get a deal done.
And then also before you answer that, I want to put this my fourth generation spin on that too. I was telling him that I think that Jerry and Micah, they not talking about contracts. I think that when they're talking to each other, they're talking about other business ventures, like you know how Micah is like president of Gridiron Bleacher Report, and so it's kind of like you want to talk to like a someone that has that's a great businessman like Jerry about things like that. And the contract is just like, he can talk to him about the contract, but that's really not the meat and potatoes of what they mean about it. I could be totally wrong, but I just want
Okay,
to think that.
if I send y'all a video, could you upload it into the show?
Yeah.
I'm seeing some.
Where you
Send
gonna
me your
send it to me?
email.
Okay,
Just
yeah,
send me
put
your
it.
email.
All right.
This
Why you want me to
crazy.
send you
We
send me
getting
email?
creative right now. I love
Let me
it.
see. Let me see. I'm gonna put it in a private chat.
This
Because
is
I'm
dope.
trying to approach it from the standpoint is Jerry being disrespectful, talking directly to Micah,
I'm
and
this video. We go play the video, and this go allow me to go through that in detail.
All right.
okay.
Yeah, just send it to my email.
Give me 1 second. You send it to my Twitter.
No, I sent it to it. I put it in the back chat
Okay.
on the private chat on here on
All right. Give
Restream.
me a second.
All right.
While he's working
I
on
see it. I
that,
see it. I see it.
while
Mm-hmm.
he's working on that, talk to people about where they can find our show and get your to promote the show and talk doing the likes and all of that there in the background.
So y'all make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps us on our algorithm. And then our show is Gen to Gen Cast. So it's GEN, the number two, GENCAST, and that stands for Cowboys and Sports Talk. And you can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Twitch, on TikTok, on let's see, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and it's all the same. If you just type in GEN2 GEN cast, we're gonna pop all the links will pop up. And I'm working on a actual like a page where you can actually get all of the links on one page. And I'm gonna be posting that on our channel, so you can just click the link. So but
I
yeah,
just
that's where
sent it
we
to
at.
you. I
Okay,
just sent
bet.
it to you. And then while you download that, just as an encouragement to what y'all doing, um, it can be disheartening when you starting off. I'm just gonna be honest, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like you looking in here, you'll see 2 people in here, 3 people in here, and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Content is emotional. It
Yeah,
is because it's not a reflection of if you good or not either.
yeah.
It's not a reflection. Like sometimes some people growing because they understand how to work algorithms, they understand how to get clicks.
Hmm.
Sometimes they paying for it.
Yep.
uh, so it's different reasons why sometimes it might take you a while to take off. You jumping into a whole new thing where basically kind of put it like this: y'all basically not television producers with no fucking experience. You feel
Yeah.
me?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So it's different things you're gonna learn over time, like how to talk directly into the microphone because the camera, because it makes people feel like you're actually talking to them. You see what I'm saying? It's different things you go learn, you go research it, and it's gonna be little by little. You go add to your knowledge, and it's go just also enhance your production. I went through days of where I'm just being honest. The West Coast was my start, right? So when he started, and he basically put me on because I used to basically put my thoughts in Facebook, right? Put my thoughts in Facebook, and some people don't know this, but West Coast is like Facebook God. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like you'll think if you look at him on YouTube, you'll think he a chump. You go look at him on Facebook, and he'll dunk on your mama. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I was on Facebook doing my thing, and then I got recruited by him just to help support him content because he was like, you must know football pretty well, bro. He said, but he told me, say, you wasting, dog. You throwing out information for free, get paid. And I'm like, huh? Because I ain't know nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what? And he was like, yeah, get paid. And so then we started doing content, and he was fair to me. He was like, man, start your page and we go cross stream.
Mm.
So he was doing on Facebook like 300-400 people live and all that, and I'm over here with like 2, 3, 4, 5 people. Then it's 20, and I'm like, and I said one day, I said, God damn, bro.
That's how you do it.
No, I'm telling you how I felt, and I'm
Oh
just
yeah,
giving
yeah,
you
yeah.
the beginning feelings of doing content.
Mhm.
And I was like, "What's the you know?" And he said, "Bro, listen, let me tell you something." He said, "You already got 30 people watching you consistently, and you've been doing this 2 months." I was like, "That ain't shit." But why did I say that? Because I was comparing myself to him, right? He said, "Bro," and he told me a story. He said, "For my first 3 months, bro, I was talking and nobody was watching me."
Mhm.
He said, "My first person that looked at me was a dude that was overseas. I forgot his name." He said, "And every now and then he just come in and I'd be like, hey, that's him." Because he was almost like I wanted to quit.
Mhm.
Now, this is Facebook God. You know what I'm saying? West Coast is Facebook King. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So, and when he told me that, I said, all right, I know what to do now. And so what I started doing going forward is I stopped looking at my numbers. The only thing I concentrated on was trying to get the best presentation. That's it. So to this day, unless it's like a environment like this to where you go see the numbers,
Mhm.
I don't look at numbers.
Yeah.
I just give you my best punch, boom, every time, boom, every time. And it got like that to a point when we start getting up to 400 and 500 live, I didn't even know it. Like I was still thinking we was doing 60 and 70 and stuff like that, right? And we was having 400, 500 people
Mr.
live
Jones,
sometime.
Darren
And OC said it was a good day. There it is. Let's go. Run it.
Oh
Run
yeah.
it.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you before we run. I'm gonna say it's like with me and my dad. It's so easy for us to not look at numbers because we just be talking
Yeah.
Cowboys all day every day. That's why we was like we might as well do a show because we just talking for hours and hours and hours
Yeah.
about
Yeah. Make
Cowboys.
money off it.
We
If you
might as
talking
well.
about it, make money off it.
Might as
I'm teaching
well.
my sons that y'all play video games too much, man. You better get a stream.
Yeah.
Like if you go sit in front of a computer all day, monetize it. But hey, let's talk. I want to talk about this. Let's get to the football.
Okay.
and
Let's
just
do
came
it.
Play
out
it. Play
here
it.
to do
All right.
commercial real estate. Is there something about the Cowboys where they all jump into commercial real estate, come out here to this particular franchise? What is it that has created that pipeline of talent from football to commercial real estate?
Well, I've been in commercial real estate ever since my college graduation. And it's an exciting area. It's very competitive. It's a contact sport. It doesn't surprise me that these ball players engage in it and are good at it. And so I know that it's certainly made a lot of good things possible for me. It's rewarding because you get to meet so many good people. So the whole area is a place that I could recommend any of our players that Emmett is involved in it. So the whole area is a place that I could recommend any of our players that Emmett is involved in it. So the whole area is a place that I could recommend any of our players that Emmett is involved in it, to just name one. But many of our players are involved in real estate.
Dak said that his representatives have made a counteroffer to the Cowboys. Are you pleased with how things are going in those discussions right now?
Well, as I just mentioned, I'm sorry, we're fortunate to have the players that have a interest in their contract at the forefront. We're fortunate to have that number of players that have that. We are doing contracts here 100% of the time on the entire Cowboys. And we really never know where we are with anybody until we get one done, and then everybody has agreed. But we're moving along satisfactorily with all of our contract negotiation.
So can you talk a little bit about where you are with Lawrence and why it's not just as easy to, this thing's done now?
Yes. We all understand that in a negotiation, both parties can really want to get it done. They've just got to go into the area where they have some disagreements. Usually it's about the amount of money or the time that you're talking about, issues like that. Some disagreements. Usually it's about the amount of money or the time that you're talking about, issues like that. Some disagreements. Usually it's about the amount of money or the time that you're talking about issues like that. And so that you can have times when you feel real good, you feel like you're making progress. You can have times when you don't feel as good. Um, uh, this isn't in any way unique to DeMarcus. This has gone on as far back for me, notably with Emmitt Smith. And of course, any of you that know my relationship with Emmitt Smith today know that that's kind of a memory that we kind of smile about and fond. And by the way, here we are 20-something years later and we're in business together. So that's just the business. It's a part of the business. The main thing I don't want to be is cavalier.
All right, so let me kind of take off with it now.
Okay.
So the question,
Shout out to Big Time. He in the building.
shout out to Big Time, my big brother.
What's up, Nuke?
I'm gonna throw up that Noop if that's okay. I'm messing with y'all. I know how y'all get over there. I know how y'all get over there. Hey man, them friends they hate that man. I be messing with them. Hey man, them boys took too many licks to play with y'all, man. They don't like that. I'm just playing.
He's shaking his head.
He should shake his head. I be doing my brother like that. He plays. I be turning them boys up. I be throwing their stars up and everything. My brother be laughing at me though, but his brothers they be wanting to box him. I be like, you better not. But anyway, getting into it now. Shout out to y'all, man. Now this is really big. What Jerry, and it's a lot of signals in that, right? So if you look and listen to what he said, he talked about the early disputes of him and Emmitt. And he said years later,
we in business.
We still in business. And he also said commercial real estate was my first job coming out of college, and I built myself to a point to where that I can recommend deals to my former players. Now, now think about it. Think about it. Look at all these players that's in and the ones that's in commercial real estate. They not the bums. No, but who are they though? They the killers. They the one of ones, right? So what is Micah? I'm not saying Micah was off with that. I'm not saying that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying, like, if you say, Jerry, go talk to my agent, it ain't no chance you will ever be Emmitt. Just think about it. It ain't no chance. And it says a lot about Jerry. Because, see, we from Oak Cliff. We know a verbal doesn't mean a damn thing in Oak Cliff. Especially 20 years later. How many people will hustle you in Oak Cliff that just made you a promise? So you got Emmitt, who his heyday was over 20 years ago, and he's still eating off the relationship directly today. Now, when you're dealing with Jerry, though, there's also a cost. Let's keep it real.
Yeah.
Jerry's go call that favor home sometime. So around that period, the only reason I had that clip, because Emmitt at that time was saying, hey, Dak, why don't you take a team-friendly discount so that Amari could get on the team? Which I knew was BS because I was looking at the numbers. I was like, he don't need to do that.
There's also a cost.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's keep it real.
Yeah.
It's an echo. I think it's coming from you, Bishop.
Okay.
Big time. So that also mean if you do, it's almost like coming. I don't know anybody political affiliation. I'm gonna just say it like this. It's a pattern that if you come down them Trump elevators, you all of a sudden just develop a strong voice for him. You feel me? It's almost like it was a deal done, right?
Yeah.
So when you saw Kanye come down them elevators, right? And we saw what was the running back, legendary running back, what was his name? I've got his name.
Jim Brown?
Jim Brown. When he came down them elevators, it was like, did you leave your soul upstairs? No, I'm just saying. So it's like, you feel me though? Like for real.
Yeah.
When you come down at it, so if you do a deal, Jerry might
Come with
I'm
me.
having trouble, man. Dak don't deal with me. He deal with his agent, man. So we got to do it the ugly way. We got to do it the pressure way. You feel
Yeah.
me? So then Emmett came out, and I was exposing at that time how Emmett, it's like, Emmett, you held out. How you go trip that he hold it? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so it's two sides of it. If you talk to Jerry, it says this to me. This is what I get from him. That's why I say I got a newfound respect for him. It says this: if you got the balls to
Mhm.
go negotiate, no insult to the Lord, just in a metaphor. If you got the balls to try to negotiate with God, a business, right? You got to also know the character of that dude. And the character tells me when I look at him with his one-on-one players that he really, really, really tries to make sure that you come out without losing and even better. If you help my team on the cap, I got you. That's what it looked like to me. And history shows that. And I'm keeping it 100. You know what I'm saying? Darren Woodson, and put it like this. And listen, I'm keeping it all the way real with you. See, Darren Wilson was a recipient of commercial real estate deals.
Mm-hmm.
His office was in the Star.
Yeah. Yeah.
Emmy came out there, in my opinion, he tap danced. He tap danced with Jerry. They asked Darren the same thing. Darren said, "You better not take no discount, Dak."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Darren Wilson is not in that office no more in Frisco.
Mm.
Mm. Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Well.
So, if you don't do business, if you don't, you know what I'm saying? If you don't
Yeah.
kind of tap, well, then the funnel could draw up on you too.
Mhm.
But who cares? How many good big deals did Darren Wilson eat from just a funnel? And this is the last thing I'm gonna say, and I'm done. This is the last thing I'm gonna say, and I'm done. Um, Jerry is one of them that I see, and he say, "B Bird, name another football team where the owner negotiates with the player." These players are not Jerry. This is what I mean by that. I mean, these owners are not Jerry. See, Jerry has a special portfolio that other owners don't got. So when other owners need stadiums, who do they go to?
Jerry.
Mm-hmm. If it trust me, if they didn't need Jerry, they would say hell no.
Mm-hmm.
So if you Jerry and you did the Falcon Stadium and the Ram Stadium, right?
Mhm.
What if you say, "Hey Emmett, bring that commercial real estate license over here, man. You go get a piece of this commission." For what? The deal you did for me 20 years ago.
Yeah. 25 years ago, you got it.
And let me ask y'all a real question. You wouldn't consider that?
Oh, I would.
You wouldn't shave nothing off to get a piece of that deal?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just think about it.
I would.
I would take money off, like,
Yeah.
especially if you can guarantee it. You know what I'm
I mean, it's
saying?
good business. Any advisor would tell you to do that.
I mean, maybe not an advisor, but if you open and creative,
Yeah. It makes sense to do. It's beneficial.
Wow.
And then I be thinking also, like, sometimes you see the Cowboys and Jerry, they do things where you be like, they be hulling people out like they did Zim. It's just like, what did Zim do to them? For him, like on the business team, for them to, for like, he's like, he just don't mess with Zim. It's just like, they ain't call him for the interview. They didn't want him back.
that's
It's
a
just,
whole nother thing. I know you want to
Yeah.
jump in here real quick. Can I just address that real quick?
sure.
The
Man, stay
problem,
with it, boss.
the
You
thing that
spit.
I, because you got a good sense. You got a good sense. I'm peeping you, bro. You got a real good nose. You like a damn dog, bro. You'll get your scent on it and it'll be dead on.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you peeping it. It didn't make sense not to interview Zimmer. And
Mm-mm.
it tells me that that's the side of Jerry, that's the toxic side of Jerry, and that's the controlling side of Jerry and Steven.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, why did he say that he liked Brian Schottenheimer? He said, but he showed deference. And
Bingo.
some people don't know what deference is. Deference is respect for authority. You know what I'm saying? Uh, he said he showed difference. He said, and he bit his lip. Well, why is that so important to you? Because you want people that let you coach. You
Mhm.
want
Mm-hmm.
people that let you coach. Zimmer was like, if y'all don't get y'all suit and tie ass out of here, man,
Mhm.
I need a nose tackle. The
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
fuck? Y'all
Mhm.
over here
Not,
talking about some goddamn Mozzie
yeah.
coming off shoulder surgery. Are you out your damn mind? He
Mhm.
just put 20 pounds on him and y'all finna run him out there. I know you believe in if you pick him, you gotta play him, but at this point, it's retarded. And on top of that, I don't mean to say retarded because some people could take that wrong. I don't mean anything about anybody with any disabilities, obviously, but I meant that metaphorically. Man, obviously, man, it's like, what are you doing? So
Mhm.
Zimmer was the pushback coach. Mike McCarthy was also the pushback coach, and they ass gone.
Mhm.
Yep.
Zim almost cut Damone Clark. He didn't want him to play. He didn't play him at all.
So that's where Jerry and them toxic is that it's like y'all, it's like, I'm done, man. I don't want to keep talking.
No, you
No, you
good. If
good.
I
You
just
good.
add to it real quick, I'm looking at y'all guys. Y'all been on here for a while, so I don't know when y'all about to cut off. I came on here for one reason, really, not to really add to the conversation, but there, as usual, when boss gets started, he always kind of draw me in a little bit. So really, bottom of what he's saying is, you want a bunch of yes guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's really the bottom line. And anybody that represents anything other than a yes man is a problem for this organization. It ain't just
Mhm.
started. It's been this way since Jerry took over. I mean, how I'm still dumbfounded. I was old enough to be here. I've never seen a back to back winning Super Bowl coach get fired. I just ain't, even though he was
No.
released. That shows you. And the only reason why is because he didn't kiss enough butt. And so
Mm-hmm.
when you hear about Zimmer, Zimmer was the type of guy, with, like Boss was saying, he was, Mozzie is y'all type, your definition of a defensive tackle.
Mhm.
That's not mine.
Right.
And
Mm-hmm.
my track record shows that my guys are, I got guys that went to the Hall of Fame because of my system as a
Mhm.
defensive tackle coach or on my defense.
Yeah.
Your guys, we're still wondering after they got drafted 2, 3 years later, are they really effective? And so what Zimmer was saying, like, I need, I know we playing, but I still need some help if we're gonna be what you want us to be. And
Right.
until we get there, y'all got me struggling. I'm just fighting. You know what I'm saying? So it's really about yes, guys, man. Yes, sir, no, sir. I never will forget when we get into some deep water here, like Boss was saying. Boss trying to hold it back, but I've just gonna throw one deep example. Remember what he said when George Floyd got killed. I never will forget that. When he said that, the toes on the line. We gonna get on these knees. If your toes ain't on the line for this national anthem, everybody, you won't be playing for the Dallas Cowboys.
That's what he said.
That's what his words were. So it just the word is bully. You're not
Mhm.
showing your bully. It shows that you really don't. The bottom line is the image and the dollar, which is, I understand that as an owner. Everybody on here got their shows. You got standards. You have, what you want for your show and all that. And there's, you don't want nobody coming in ruining it and all that type of stuff. But you send a real bad message
Mhm.
when you top that off with everything that has happened since he's been the owner with stuff like that. But that ain't where I want to came. Let me say this real quick and then I'll get out the way. Y'all been on Frat. I see you, Nuke. Um,
Hmm.
um, it's rare when you get a guy. Boss gave you guys a master class just a few seconds ago about
Mm-hmm.
how it was when you started with West
Mm-hmm.
Coast. And this ain't really for teaching. This go for anybody who sees this about how he kind of started. Boss has always been one that to me at least, has been one of the most informative guys that's been out here. Whether he had 5 people watching or 500. One thing about Boss is the lesson that everybody can learn from Boss is that he's remained consistent, consistent in quality,
Mm-hmm.
consistent in research. Those are two of the main things I would attribute to him.
Yeah.
You know that when he puts something out there, he's researched it. The master class was that um, that he listened, but um, he stuck with it. And I know you guys, I don't know if you guys are familiar with West Coast. West Coast at the time probably the hottest guy out here, without a doubt. And he decided to reach back and pull back. Boss has emulated that in a way, man, that not too many guys. You don't have to do it. He has already established, but Boss has reached way back
Mhm.
since he's done. Since I say he got onto this gigantic platform like he on now. And not saying he reached him. I mean, it's just whoever you are, long as you talking about something, he gonna come get you,
Yeah.
and he's gonna advance your show just by obviously his presence. But if he's at that level now where if you put his stamp on
Yeah.
you, and if his stamp on you is that he on the camera with you, you'll be known now as you somebody gonna be watching, and you just never know, and it just grows. So I just came here to commend you two guys because I told y'all when I was on the show with y'all, we got to get more and more together because y'all knowledgeable, man,
Yeah.
for real. I mean, seriously knowledgeable,
They was cooking.
and
They was really
and
cooking.
yeah, they cooking. And then when you get somebody like Boss on here who's considered, you know, one of the best in the game as far as content creator, Dallas Cowboy content creator go. Um, you just stick with it, man. That's
Just
all.
stick
Yeah.
That's
with it.
that's
And I
all. That's
and
really
I
all
and
I
I
can.
do and I appreciate it big time, and we appreciate you also. Just kind of being encouraging and reaching out to us and communicating with us. So we appreciate you, Noop. Boss really surprised me. I was listening to a show that Boss did, and it was probably it might have been 2 months ago, and I was listening to Boss. I was sitting here at work because I listen to a lot of the shows during the day when I'm at work, and same with yours. It's kind of hard for me to catch them live most of the
Yeah.
time.
Cause I'm at night.
But yeah, but Boss, he said something on his show that really it just really, I mean, it kind of moved me. So he said that he talked about the reason that he's doing this. He talked about the community, and you can just tell he's genuine about the community and the new media, the phenomenon I called it. But he said something that caught my attention. He said that what he wants to do is, just kind of be a light for others that are trying to get in this space. And he said he wants to, help other people try to gain foot in this space. When I heard Boss do that show, I immediately reached out to him. I said, this brother right here is definitely somebody we want to connect with. He is from our community. We're Oak Cliff
We
guys.
Oak Cliff, right?
Oh man.
True and true.
Right.
We Oak Cliff, through and through.
Streets.
So went to the same high school. So I said I'm
Hmm.
gonna reach out to
Oh
Boss,
wow.
and but it really was a lot of, he didn't have to do that. He doesn't have to do what he's doing now. And so what we want to do is bring some positivity to the space, bring that brotherhood. Big time. You and I just had that connection
Oh
already.
yeah.
But yeah, man, we really appreciate Boss jumping on with us tonight because he didn't have to do this, taking his time,
Oh yeah.
and then my son and I, he's a student. He's trying to. One of the things we have to do is we working with his schedule. He's honing his craft. He's going to school for media
Oh,
right
woo,
now.
Oh
He's
man.
getting. He's
buckle.
almost
Oh, he a bad boy already.
almost to
Naturally.
the almost to the finish line.
Yeah.
So we trying to. So he's gonna be bringing just more creativity and more
Yeah.
knowledge to what we're doing. I'm just the OG. I just provide the color. That's
Yeah.
that's what I do. But he's really done a great job. So shout out to my son Jules. I tell you what. But we man, we appreciate you guys jumping on with us and welcoming us to this space. And we just can't say how much we appreciate you guys doing this.
I want to say one more thing, just real quick. I want to definitely also take it to another level. Um, it's one thing to come on y'all platform. You get way more exposure if you come on my platform. So I want to invite y'all to my platform. I do also want to apologize
Wow,
that my
that's wonderful.
communication has been trash with y'all. It's been trash. You know what I mean? And I need to do better. You know what I'm saying? My heart was in the right place and my communication was horrible. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah.
So, and I know y'all cool because I'm here now, but at the same time, it's still no excuses for that. Um, it's a guy, also another guy I want to bring on. It's this guy. He literally been sending me for 3 years straight, nothing but content, nothing but content, like just different ideas, different things. Uh, let me hold on. Let me grab my phone because I want to get his name. Hold on, real quick. But he basically also got an up and coming channel. But it's like if you've been sending me and trying to hit me for 3 years and I ain't even responded to you, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and I told him, I said we need to do a show, bro. You know what I
That's
mean?
why
It's,
I told him I'm like Daddy. Boss is like a celebrity. I
yeah,
said, man,
and everybody over time does that. I'll be honest. Like as you perfect this craft, all
As
of us
you grow.
become that. Just to be honest, I'm being all the
Yeah,
way
as you
it
honest.
was
It's
grow.
big for us
as
to
you
be on
grow.
with Big Time too, because we did a
Yeah,
show with Big Time, and that
exactly.
was huge for
And
us.
it does and you know it's and Mark Holmes is that to me. Tom
Yeah,
Downey was that to me. Like
yeah,
when I finally talked to Mark Holmes, I was like,
That's how I found your show, boss.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, like everybody got somebody in the space that was that to them. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And Mark Holmes was the guy when I'm cleaning up the house and you know what I mean, when I'm, or he come up and I just turn on the TV. I don't feel like what's in the F them, man. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? This this dude right here with the gray, he funny, he
Hmm.
cleaning up, but he
Yep.
spitting,
Yep.
you
He
know,
Yep.
working at the
and he
same
working,
time.
and I just loved it. I just was like, I love how he grinding with it, and I
Hmm.
just so just like y'all like that to me, it's people that now when I run into Mark, I'd be like, what's up, Mark? But he might not have no idea that I was like, this Mark, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. Right.
And see, and I wasn't even like that for Law. I was like that for Big Game James. Big Game James wasn't bigger than Law. Everybody got somebody that's like, damn, that's the dude that I really love listening to.
Right.
So y'all go be like that too. Y'all just in the beginning stages, and then you go finish your media education. You go bridge that into what you do. You go enhance it. You will get better and better at it. And so I want to invite y'all out, talk about with y'all
Cool.
next week. Wednesday probably be the best day, and and bring on my boy. I think his name Kenyon. You know what I'm saying? And just bring y'all on and say, hey, man, these are guys that's new in the space. They trying to get going. We go
Yeah.
just talk ball. We go throw you in the game. I'm gonna be me. So if I don't like what you're saying, I'm gonna hit you. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah.
saying? Because it's always Cowboys first.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And y'all know in Oak Cliff we ain't friendly. It's about winning. Oak Cliff is not a friendly place. You know that.
Oh yeah,
You know
absolutely.
that, like this ain't the place you be always greeting everybody, man. You'll get jacked. Yeah, I don't talk to strangers at Oak Cliff. You gotta talk to me
Hmm.
first.
Hmm.
All right.
So
You
anyway,
mind your business.
mind you, that's the hood. That really is. So I want y'all to come on next week and give y'all more exposure. And because I love what y'all was saying, but it's just one of those things. More people need to hear you. So, and I used to say that with West Coast. I used to say, damn boy, we spitting, but it ain't enough. You know
Hmm.
what I mean?
Hmm.
It ain't, because I want to make a difference.
Yeah.
But now we making a difference.
I
So
agree.
we gonna take it to the next level and forgive my bad communication.
I
But we
understand.
gonna make up for that.
We understand. We are family men. We got families. We got jobs. We get it. We understand how it go. So we don't, we understand and we appreciate y'all a lot. Like I said, this is really big for my dad, especially y'all too. Man, I'm telling y'all, we listen to y'all faithfully. And like I said, my dad, we are big supporters of y'all. So the fact that y'all did this tonight is really, we didn't even plan on being on this long. So this is wonderful for us. This made our day. This made our month. You know what I mean? To both of you guys hopping on, and then Lou too. We
Oh yeah.
always talk about Lou. 'Cause we always watch Lou as well. We watch y'all shows pretty much. I watch Law Nation and Mark Holmes too. But yeah. So we appreciate y'all, man. I know Houston about to play right now, so we about to watch this Final Four. Hopefully Houston can win. And
Let's go
so
Cougs.
next Wednesday, I'm down. I know my dad is down.
Yeah,
It'll
we'll
be
talk
Wednesday.
offline and set it up.
It'll
Yeah,
be
we'll
Wednesday.
talk offline to set it up.
Wednesday.
I'm gonna put my number in the chat, and you got
Yeah,
my
we'll wrap.
email.
Mm-hmm.
All
And
right.
big time, we're gonna follow up with you as well. And
No
Bill Murray,
problem, brother.
appreciate you,
My
new.
son got me rolling around here. He playing AAU ball now, so
Yeah,
yeah. If you know anything about AAU basketball, I can't tell you when.
yeah.
My whole schedule's been off from my regular time for almost 3 years. So but when I get on when I can. But we inbox each other, so we good.
All right.
Even
Okay.
if we just got to record, we good.
Yes, sir.
All
All
right,
right,
so
we're
y'all
gonna
make
go ahead
sure
and close this
y'all,
out.
yes, sir. So y'all make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. I put the link to everybody's channel down below. So if you type in Boss Cowboy Sports and at the Big Time Show on YouTube, you'll be able to pull them right up. These are great guys. So everybody that's following us, y'all please follow them and vice versa. And then y'all can see our channel is Gen to Gen Cast as well. So we appreciate everybody that came out tonight. So y'all have a wonderful Saturday night and be safe. We'll see y'all on the next one.
All right, thanks, guys.
Peace.
All right, fellas.
Let's see.
Appreciate you.